joined by our guild president of the mighty Islamic University in Uganda. He's going to give us salam.
Our noble university. My name is Osama Sechkofu, and I'm very glad to be part of this handover ceremony. I have a little I have to share with you. As more so for the incoming leaders, what I can say is that leadership is not a bed of roses. What does it mean? You're not going to have a smooth going. What does it mean? You have to be ready for whatever is going to come. That's one of it. Two, I can say is that as a leader, try to be innovative. Don't do things just because, don't do things basing fully onto what your predecessors have done. Try to make a difference. Try to make a difference. That's what will make you a distinct leader. But if you try to do that, let me do whatever they have done, you will not make any change and you won't be that leader people have looked forward to put into these positions. Another thing I will talk about is not for the incoming leaders, but rather for all the members of, who are not having positions. What I can say is that position yourselves. Such associations face a challenge that when it comes to handover, they are not always those people who are going to succeed, simply because the members tend to be themselves. They don't tend to put themselves, or they don't position themselves to where people will see them and at least call upon them. I would talk about the incoming chairperson. When you look at the incoming chairperson, he's not someone who has been himself, but rather he has been active participating, even though he has not been the what, or either the vice chairperson or anything else. But he has been positioning himself, he has been really working very hard for the association. So other members out there, if you're not having a position, please try to see that you work hard for this what? Association. And with working hard for it, that's where they will look at you, eyes will be on you, and you'll be the next on the agenda. Lastly, I would thank the outgoing leaders. It is no, as I said, it's not a, leadership is not a bed of what? Roses. These people have really worked a lot. Please, we thank them. I thank them very much. I've not really contributed, but on Monday tomorrow, please, I will have something that I will share with you. Please, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I think I'm the one who started that bidder of Easter seminar.
Thank you. Mashallah. We have a number of members here. I may not be in position to introduce all of you, but just know that your presence and your attendance has been registered down. The gentleman in Chitenji is my son called Mohsin Ibn Amir. Mohsin, you can say salam to the gathering. Say salam. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. With those few remarks, I want to take this honor to invite our guild, our Msau president, to address the gathering. President, this is the Regional Executive Council of Eastern. And when we always talk about Eastern, we really mean it is Eastern. That's why in most cases, wherever we go to every region, they refer Eastern as the headquarters of Msau. For your own information, Doctor, whatever, even if when we are in Kampala, they feel if Eastern has not done anything, then Msau has not done it. So, team of Eastern, you are so big, so we want you to uphold the umbrella of Muslim students' affairs in this country. Once again, my name is Nagwere Amir. I'm deputy patron of Eastern Region, our patron is Dr. Chigongo Haruna, who is currently the national patron of Muslim Students Association of Uganda, with the brother Yasin Ramadan, who has been our MC. Brother Yasin Ramadan, you can say salam once again. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I can't forget Brother Muhammad Genza Jr. Some of us, we have been hearing about him. I think he was introduced to you before, but he was a man behind organizing the female Quran, the launch of a female girl, please, of a sister. Brother Genza Muhammad, you can say salam again. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. His Excellency, you are most welcome to Eastern Region. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm a student. Yeah. Am I still a student? Yeah, I'm a student, yet waiting for my graduation, inshallah, next year, February, inshallah. Yeah, it means that I'm still a student. Yeah, I'm a student at Mackay University, undertaking a bachelor's degree in arts with education. Yes, for me, I joined Msau in, it was 20, because when you are a Muslim student, you are in Msau. I joined Msau in 2005, yeah, that's it. And I've been working in Msau, and I've tried to be having some offices. For example, in Mackay University, I've been the college secretary, yes, College of Education. And again, I've been the chairman, Open Forum at Mackay University. And on Msau, I've served as the chairman, Central Region. Now I'm standing in for the president of Uganda, who has not been able to be here with us today, but I'm the national finance, alhamdulillah. Msau, many things have been talked about Msau, but Msau is an entity which mobilizes and unites the Muslim students all over the country, Uganda. So, meaning that you are you are indeed big people who are with us today here, meaning that you have an impact which is wanting from you by the community of the Muslim. And Msau, it has its structures which it runs its activities. And in the structures, we have the NEC at the top. NEC is the National Executive Council, and there sits the president. Again, we have the regional executive councils. We have 5 of them. The Western, West Nile, Eastern, Northern, Central Region, and the mighty Eastern Region, where we are in right now. Amongst these regions, as the previous speaker, my brother Amil, amongst these regions, we have those one who are vibrant and those one who are indeed powerful. To mention is the Central Region and the mighty Eastern Region, and and I want to thank the Eastern Region for the work which you have exhibited, which you have did for the might Msau, or for the might Muslim students, wherever they are in this region. Thank you very much. And truth to be told, if I wasn't coming from Central Region, indeed Eastern Region would be the best amongst all the regions, but I'm from yes, but I'm from the central region. So let me become a Mchiga right now. Yes, nevertheless, I would like to thank all the patrons around and the senior members for the work done. We really appreciate all the patrons and senior members. Thank you very much. We ask Allah to reward you abundantly and indeed Jannatul Firdaus. On that note, I also thank the outgoing regime for the work done. Thank you very much. May Allah prepare for you, for the gents, He should prepare for you beautiful ladies in Jannah. And for the ladies, He should prepare for you handsome men in Jannah. Ameen ya Rabbi. Yes. Yes, as students, indeed as student leaders, we face a lot of challenges. And the previous speaker said that challenges are here to stay. And we have to use those challenges to open up, to get new ideas. There's a saying which goes that challenges are a motivation for innovation. Yes. And in the Quran, there is an ayah. I'm not good at Arabic, but I captured it in English. It goes that in every hardship comes what? Comes ease. Yes. Yes. In every hardship comes ease. So there is this one who developed Facebook, that Facebook we are using. There was a challenge. Yeah, for him he had a challenge of communicating with his friends, and he decided to make up that Facebook, which we are using now. But for us as leaders, when we get challenges, let's think big, open up our minds, and we think we get a way forward from that challenge. Indeed, challenges are here to stay. Even at the national executive level, we face challenges. In Msau, one of our core values is academic excellence. You might ask yourself that, why academic excellence? It is because we are students and we are student leaders. Don't forget that you are a student. In the trainings we get from here, we do have the chairperson, trainers forum, and is right seated there. Yeah, they train us how to balance. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, they train us how to balance leadership and academics. Yes, don't press yourself into academics only. You have to balance it with leadership. So he has his committee, and thank you very much for the work done. Our mission, our vision, let me use the vision. It states that Msau vision is to become a what? A knowledgeable, responsible, and responsive Muslim what? Students population. Which does what? In total? Yeah. I know that you have been inducted in the morning. Yeah, thank you. Yes. Thank you for that great memory of yours. Yes, this is Eastern indeed. Yeah, the mighty Eastern. Yeah. But how are we going to contribute to the Muslim community as leaders? I urge us all to be impactful, to have an impact, to have an effect. It's like giving you a book which is blank and you write in it. That's being impactful. So our new leaders be impactful. We have to use this Msau vision because there are a lot of things to be knowledgeable, responsible, and responsive. If you look critically onto that, those words, they have hidden meanings. So as leaders, in the first place, you have to work upon yourselves. You can't be there and you want to tell a person that pick around, for example, yet for you, you don't pick any rubbish around you. As leaders, we have to motivate others towards a common goal. Yeah, the good thing you have gotten a chairperson, a chairman, I know. Yeah, I met him on the farm, and he was in my group. Yeah, and indeed our group emerged the best. Yes, I know that you have gotten a right person. So cooperate with him and guide him as well, because we are human beings. As new leaders still, you are the icon. Let me call you that. You are the ivory tower. You are the white bird in the dark. Yeah, let me call it that one. Meaning that if I find Mr. Chairman dealing, maybe, should I call it what? I don't want to use those heavy words. If I find Mr. Chairperson, stealing. Yeah, it's from your patron, not me. If I find Mr. Chairperson stealing, how? Yes. Yeah, taking something without permission. Yes. What are you showing to the community? Meaning that we have to work upon ourselves, and among working upon ourselves, we have trainings. Yes, the chairperson is right there, and you have him in Eastern. So, meaning that is a big person behind your success, Eastern region. Yes, use him. For the outgoing regime, we hand over what? Files, not characters. Hand over files, not character. So, behave well, motivate your friends, and guide them, those in leadership. On 20th November, we had on 20th November we had the Northern region. It had its handover party or ceremony on 20th, and yesterday, 26th, we had the Central region handover, and today we're having the Eastern region. So I congratulate you for reaching this. It's a beautiful ceremony, seated there and witnessing the new executive. Indeed, thank you very much, the outgoing regime. May Allah grant you abundantly. This is to inform all of us that the NEC is organizing a delegates conference. These people know a delegates conference? Yeah. We are organizing a delegates conference, and it's gonna be at Mbogo High School in Kawempe. in Central Region. So we are all invited, and the president requested me to tell you that each district for the only Eastern region, not for the Central, Northern, each district should bring 10 participants. Yes, each district, not the entire region. Yes. Mbogo High School is for the second deputy patron, NEC. Yeah, Hajat Zawja, Ndifna. Yes. So I'm going to end my speech by giving you the 3 kinds of people. The first one, we have that one who watch, or the watchers. For them, they be there watching other people doing things. Yeah. Have you seen the chairperson? Yeah. Has organized a what? A BTC. Yeah. It's a BTC, I don't know. I don't care. We do have the second one, those who criticize. But he has organized a BTC. Yet we had an induction. How are we going to do it? And we have those ones who make things happen. So amongst the 3 categories of people, choose a category you want to be in. For those who make things happen, there are those who participate, those who organize, and those who guide people. Thank you very much for listening to me. And I was given a task. It's a huge one, to invite the guest herself. Can you join me with a thunderous takbir? I have my brother here, Brother Tusa. Yeah, yeah.
Stand up.
Salli alayhi wa sallim. Salli alayhi wa sallim. Salli Yes, Brother Tusa was there on IUIU farm when they were inducting us, and is a big person behind that takbira, that swali thing. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Really, our Msau president, our regional and our district patrons who are here today, chairmen who are incoming and outgoing with your teams, I'm just trying to scan, but I can say my sons and my daughters comfortably.
You're right.
I salute you once again with the salutations of the heavens and the earth. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sorry, I also recognize the presence of the guild president who's walked in at that time. Really, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We thank him for the numerous ni'mas and blessings that he has bestowed on us all. That either we were born Muslims or we were reverts back to Islam. Because when you have Islam, You have it all. Sometimes we can say it, but you may not fully understand the implications. Because in every happiness, you rejoice. And in every hardship or challenge, you still rejoice by saying, Allah, give me the best out of it. He has given us also the blessings of intellect, which if we didn't have would not be in this room. And Al-Rahman tells us, which of those favors are we going to deny? Which of those favors are we going to deny? The regional patron or representative was saying that once you have been given a responsibility, Allah will ask. He will ask you and I, those favors, those responsibilities I gave you, what did you do with it? And indeed, it's going to be a trying moment for us all, because even the responsibility you have now, either in Wal or Msau, it is going to be asked. Now you can imagine the questions. How many will they be? How long will we take to answer them? But our hope, even as Muslims, is Allah. He sees and He knows us in our weaknesses, and we have hope that we'll try our best and He will accept, inshallah. I really also must say thank you to every one of you in this room, because you have played a part. Whether you are incoming, you have volunteered. So already you have played the part. If it is our senior members here, each one of them is outstanding in his or her own way. The regional patrons and so on. And I know we've been talking about balances. Subhanallah. And that is one of the things, Minzan, that Allah will hold us accountable on. Okay? But the question is there really, can we really balance? Can we really balance? For me, during my long term or short term in responsibility, because when I walked into the gates, I want to forget all the others, and I want to concentrate for this time. I want to concentrate on the time when I walked as the third student into the gates of IUIU in 1988. Little did I anticipate or know all the things that will happen or will come to pass. At a time when I was desperate, crying that I have missed Makerere by, I don't know, 0.1 or whatever, and I thought that that was the worst thing. But I know now it is not. It was the best thing for me. Because where I came, there were so many doors that were opened. So, in that time up to now, it is difficult to balance things. I am a mother, I'm an administrator, I'm a wife, I'm my father's daughter. Hey, I'm my father's daughter. And when he sees me, he sees The daughter, Halima, the other one, maybe now I'm bigger, but I'm sure in his eyes he sees the tiny little baby. Eh? And how do I balance all that? But what I can say, for me, I'm thinking it is not balancing. It is giving time. It is giving time. Because we have only 24 hours. Now, if you say balancing everything, you are balancing. How will you balance? I give 12 to home, 12 to work, 12 to my daddy, 12 to... It can't. I can't balance. But I need to work out the formula and manage time. Okay? And in that way, we can manage. And of course, I'm sure you've had the inductions and the training, knowing a priority at what time, and a waster at what time. So, I want to thank you. I want to thank the outgoing also. Whatever it is they have achieved, I'm sure they have put a block or a brick or 2 or 3 or how many. But inshallah, we pray that Allah rewards you with the best, fi dunya wal akhirah. Now, I'm a teacher by profession. I can talk at the least in class, maybe the normal lecture time is 3 hours. So I don't know if you are giving me 3 hours or... But I'm sure we don't have 3 hours at even the minimum. So I will summarize and condense, but I hope at the same time I will use words that will be concise and precise. For you, the incoming, and for us all. Because it is you, the incoming, but even now, all of us are still in the... We are in the struggle. He says it is not over until someone made that statement here. It is not over until it is over. And for me, I don't know at which point it is over. Because even when we die in our graves, it will not be over. And inshallah, when Allah gives us Jannat Firdaus, it will not be over. Inshallah. And may He forbid hellfire for us. Okay? So, for all of us, what am I saying? I will just pick only a few. One, it has been, there's nothing new I'm going to say. I'm just going to put words, my own words in what has been said and maybe what you have heard since morning in your induction and so on. But I'm going to give you a feel of it from my words, from my experiences, and also from my heart, what I sincerely feel. You have been told that you should be the best, and that is excellence. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, I shall not require from you anything except that when you did something, you did it to the best of your ability. And for me, this has been one of my most splendid hadiths, and I keep repeating it all the time. As an ummah, as a Muslim, as an individual, at your workplace, as a student, outside the community, you must portray that element, that when you do something, you do it to the best of your ability. That is why they are saying the motto is knowledge. It is responsibility, and then responsiveness. Not so. And all that, you have to wrap it up. You have to wrap it up. The layers you must put on it is excellence. You must be the role model wherever you go. You cannot afford not to be the role model. I'll tell you why. Because for a long time, although we had, our history tells us of our excellence. The time of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just the seerah portrays the excellence of our community. So we must regain that glory. It was lost, but we can gain it. Many times, you know very well, they've been saying, Muslims, especially the females here, you have a challenge, because they know that for a long time, the Muslim women, they have always, they don't know anything. That's what they say. They don't know anything. They just know how to, for us, they used to tell us in our culture, they used to tell us, you need to know how to bake mandazi, you have to, and they thought that that is all we need to know. But we know better now. We know better, and the Ummah has moved. It has moved. But what am I saying? Everyone looks at us. What is dawah? Simply to portray Islam in the best image so that it can spread. At the least, that's what you can do. I remember one time when I was still director, Kabojja, IUIU Females Campus, and I was nominated to sit on the Inter-University Council, the governing council of the Inter-University Council of East Africa. Okay? And I know that when I sat there, they were looking at my hijab. Okay? They were looking at my hijab. What is Hajat going to? I like being Hajat. But sometimes they use it, they want to use it as if it is a. So what is she going to say? But one of the things among many is that when I walked, after the first term, they gave me a second term. I don't think I would have got a second term among professors and vice chancellors and what if they didn't see substance. It's not about bragging. It is about telling you that that is where we expect you to be, and even much higher. And even much higher. And by the time I left the council, I had told them, why are you excluding me in the opening prayer? And then you say, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Why? And it provoked a decision that they should have a prayer that is all-encompassing. So we should not fear. You should not fear as student leaders who are coming in. What is important is to show your excellence in whatever you do and in whatever we do, and I'm sure we shall move far. And we cannot be excellent. Of course, perfection is for Allah, but we strive, not so. Perfection is Allah's, but we strive. And the only way to strive is to improve ourselves. If you are incoming and you feel you have a weakness, either it is English, either it is standing in public or talking, or maybe you don't know some ayats or whatever, we improve on ourselves. Because Msau and Wal, these are the cream in terms of higher education and tertiary institutions. You are the cream. The statistics show that for people to go into higher education world over, it is 0.01% of the population that go into higher education. Where are you? Where have you been? Haven't you been in higher education? And you, the 0.01% they are talking of. And what did you do to deserve this position? Allah has given it to you. Allah has given it to you. We improve ourselves. That is my point. Then, we must now think outside the box. Because the world is now different. Whereas we used to go begging all the time, the economy is infringed now. It is squeezed. Everyone knows that. But now, what can we do as Msau? I think there is need for us to think beyond that and see, is there something? Are there funders out there who, can we put up a waqf? Isn't it high time? Isn't it high time? For how long are we going to ask? We need now to see how to generate and to put up something that, and these are things that all strong organizations now are doing. I know right now we are crying, we don't have money. But if we do that, we can pull resources and have for Msau something that is tangible. Inshallah. Where there is a will, Allah makes a way for us. So it is something that it is high time that we must do that. And I also liked what Amri said about our offices being also Msau offices. That is true. So try as much as possible to reach out. So of course I'm talking to you, I'm talking to everyone. Try as much as possible to reach out. In our very busy schedules, we might sometimes overlook some things, okay? But it is you now, the leaders, the student leaders, Msau leaders. I mean, it is unheard of that you cannot print a report. How can that be? It's not going to be acceptable. Or print a program or print something. Really, if you approached anyone, if you approached our offices, there are some few things that we can handle. We may not handle everything, but I think I want to encourage the incoming to keep knocking on the door. People are sometimes so many things happening at the same time, but you must keep knocking on the door so that the senior members can know what is happening and the senior members can see where they can. He has just told me about a forum where they are contributing. I have never contributed. I didn't know, I've just heard about it from you. And yet I privilege myself as being senior. So keep knocking on our doors, and inshallah, I think that we can do a lot of things. I've talked for, I looked at the time, I've talked for 15 minutes. And the time flies, and we never know sometimes that. But I want to end by thanking all of you sincerely for the hard work that you're doing. And I think that in our weaknesses and in our strengths, we are still willing to be part and parcel of Msau and to see how we can take activities of Msau forward. So please, my appeal is we work together, we see how we can support each other, and inshallah, I think that with our discipline, our zeal for being models and so on, we shall make our mark. And you cannot, the incoming, because the outgoing, they will go outside somewhere and they will do their part. You are coming in directly in these offices. We want to see you make your mark. We want to see you make your mark also. You cannot go out of the office without everyone in this university, at least for a while, and of those of you who are here. You cannot go out of the office without almost everyone in this university knowing that you are part of WAL or you are part of Msau. How can you? What don't you have? Do you need money to come up with a story that Msau or WAL has done ABCD for us to put it on the website? What does it take? It just takes you to manipulate Dr. Halima and a few others to put your story on the website. So that is what I am thinking, and we apologize in our weaknesses and so on, but we want to assure you that sincerely we are very willing to help and also to see how we can put a lot of, because all these activities you have talked about are great activities. And inshallah, I pray that we'll be able to achieve them. And I thank you for inviting me to this. And really, my happiest moments really is when I interact with all of you, surely. And then I realize really how much I am missing. But alhamdulillah, I'm glad I am here, that Allah has given me the chance and opportunity. And I pray that inshallah all of us working together will be able to achieve our successes and the successes of our community. Wa hadha assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. He said, I will begin with WAL oye, Msau oye, Takbir.
That question, which favors will you deny? IUIU is here. Printing is not a problem. You get very many things. So, I would like to thank you so much for accepting that we arrested you and gave you the position of chief guest without your prior notice, and you have served it diligently.
The patron, Your Excellency, the President, the administrators, student leaders, ladies and gentlemen, we want to take this opportunity to thank you all for coming to attend this noble function. And I pray that the Almighty Allah rewards you abundantly. I want to take this singular honor to thank our chief guests, our mother, our mentor. I want to thank you very much for first accepting to be here. What people don't know, that you are the first Muslim Ugandan to have a PhD in this country. And for that reason, she has been inspiring thousands of people. Many people don't know this. And we are very grateful for you. When you go to Islamic Museum, in their archive, Dr. Halima Akibar, the first female Muslim Ugandan to have a PhD. So, may Allah accept, and I want to thank you for accepting to be here with us. I'm sure many of our sisters will be looking at you and will be inspired. I told you I became active in Msau in 2000, okay? In 2000, when I was at the secondary level. But because I was inspired by senior members who were coming from universities to visit us in secondary schools, and it encouraged us. So I want to thank you for being here, but how many have you inspired to be here? That is the question you should have. Think about visiting your schools, even if not in an organized way. You can still visit your school, your former school as an individual, from IUIU, from whatever level, and you inspire the young ones. I want to thank everyone. Thank you very much.